All right, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. This is your boy Lance Winters.
I'm switching up. I'm getting them playing pause to start the show off with. It's Austin Largo. Welcome to, season 2, episode 3 of the BullyZone podcast. But instead of episode 3, that's so vanilla, so plain. We got a special name for this. Go ahead and lay them on them.
That's right. Today, ladies and gentlemen, this is season 2, episode 3 PW. That's right. We have some unfinished business, and that's going to be next week, Saturday, February 2nd. So, do you have any unfinished business in your personal life that you need to take care of?
Yeah. I got some bills I got to, throw the bag at.
Do you think you might be able to take care of that by February 2nd? If not, bring it to the show and take care of it.
That unfinished business will get finished one way or another.
There you go.
But, I'm going to leave that drama for my mama. And, the reason why we bring up 3PW is because we're going to have some special guests. You want to lay it on who we have coming to the show?
Yes, we got Billy Bonds confirmed on the show, ladies and gentlemen. He's also bringing along, that's right, Tony Reyes, one half of the heavy hitters. So it's going to be fun. I want to chat with him a little bit about D6W, talk to him about what's going on with this unfinished business. But how are you guys doing today? What's going on? We're having a lot of activity going on this week, man.
Yeah, today we got the Royal Rumble. A lot of people are probably watching the pre-show. Turn that off. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, turn that, pre-show, whatchamacallit off, and tune in to the BullyZone podcast because we'll lay it on you straight.
That's right. You don't need to go through the WWE podcast nonsense. No, you come straight to the source.
They ain't got no podcast.
There you go. WWE
they
claims
ain't got
to have
no
everything.
Green screen like this.
What's going on, Mama Impact? Thanks for tuning in. We're just getting started. We're going to have some very special guests. The owners, operators, business managers, partners, maybe even some talent. Who knows who's going to come in right now, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just going to hang on tight, see what's going on. But Royal Rumble talk. We talked about it last week.
Royal Rumble. Last week we talked about it. The show hasn't started yet. Before we were doing this nonsense, watching the whole show on the podcast, I ain't got time for, 5-hour snooze fest that WWE calls a pay-per-view.
That's right.
If there was, Cliff Notes, it'd be like high school. I cheated my way just using Cliff Notes to get by. That's what I would use if WWE had that. If they were smart enough to get on that grind. They don't have that, so, let's talk. Let's shoot some business. So, what do you think's going to happen? We got a lot. It's like a 1,200 match card.
Yeah, if you think about all the numbers, there's a 30-woman Rumble and a 30-man's Rumble. There's 2 titles that are going to be on the line, the 2 main titles. There's going to be 2 tag titles on the line, 2 women's titles on the line. So all the gold's up for grabs at this point.
Yeah, so, I'm hoping Brock Lesnar walks out holding that red monstrosity they call the Universal title.
Let's talk about that for a moment. So you know how Finn got this unexpected push all of a sudden, Last time he got this push, he got his shirts out. And then the push before that was when he won that title. What do you think's going on with WWE handling him? You think they're...
It's 2019. You got to give the little, Irishman a push. You got to make everyone happy. So
the man, you must be talking about Becky Lynch. We're over here talking about Raw right now, sir.
No, I ain't.
You said the man, the Irish man.
Becky Lynch, the one who got bodied by Charlotte.
Yeah.
No, we ain't talking Becky Lynch. She can go back, send her back to, that island of Ireland. I got Irish blood. I ain't denying that. But still, I ain't down with these Irish people, Scottish, whatever they are.
Being the man.
I ain't got no red fire crotch. But I will say, 2019, they're going to, try and make the little man, Finn Balor, look somewhat decent against the Beast, my man, former UFC champion Brock Lesnar. It'll be a competitive match, but we all know the outcome. Brock, he doesn't even need to do a whole F5, just an F3 will put away Finn Balor.
Just turn him just a quarter. This is Finn Balor's time to get his moment back. This is his shine. This is unexpected push. So this could just be a pop-up flash. This could be the start of a new reign. It's 2019, and Balor's contract is soon to expire. So that makes me wonder, is Vince doing this just because he knows he might jump ship to another promotion? Because Balor's contract's coming up.
I don't even think AEW. That's what we all know.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to jump ship who couldn't make it in the Fed, in the E, whatever you neckbeards want to call it.
I like
If
that.
they can't make it there, they're going to jump ship to AEW. They're going to be overflooded with talent. They're going to become a new, WWE that has too much talent. Everyone's going to be, oh, put me in the spotlight. Give me, 15 minutes to shine.
Nope. And guess what? Just like any business, everyone's gonna end up getting working for somebody. You know what I mean? You can't make everybody the champ. You know what I mean?
If everyone's a champ, no one's a champ. Like participation trophies.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I do when I get that? Just toss it. I don't need it. I know I participated. I was there for practice. I was there for the games, coach. I'm there for the gold or nothing. If I come in second, it's like I didn't even compete.
It's like you didn't win.
Wipe it from my mind.
You didn't win if you came in second. What's going on, Wrestling California? Everybody shout out Wrestling California. Give them a like on Facebook. Follow them around for the latest content. We're hanging out, talking a little bit of drama going on with WWE and its management and the production. You know what I'm saying? So
production, actually, now that you bring that up, I was going to say that's the one good thing WWE has going for it. But I think back on all the, cuts, 15 cuts in 2 seconds. I'm getting motion sick watching that, the zoom ins, every punch, zoom, 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 zoom. I wish we had a producer behind the camera. I'd be like, boom, 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 zoom, zoom, zoom. You'd be seeing my pores right now. Yeah, I can see Bobby Lashley. He's showing his butt.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley.
I'm surprised they ain't zooming on his butthole.
Yeah, it's just too much. It's overproduction. That's why I like going to indie shows. You don't have too much camera interference. You don't have too many cuts going on. You can enjoy the product for what it is. From whatever
I am the camera when we go to indie shows. We're the camera. We're the eye that sees everything. Check out BullyZone Facebook. Check out our photos.
Right? That's right. I mean,
Which
who else?
photos?
Who better? As Brian Cage would say himself. You know what I'm saying? So moving forward past this whole Balor nonsense, I don't think he's gonna first of all wear that demon outfit because that's the first thing everyone's wondering. He's gonna wear that demon outfit. Even if he did, that would not help him in his chances.
I'm down with the demon paint,
but that's not gonna be enough to take down
Brock Lesnar. Definitely not enough to take out Brock Lesnar, but just it looks cool. Hopefully, I wish he had some killer theme music to go with the demon paint. Maybe some incendiary like Aleister Black. That'd be cool. Some
nice dark metal. But let's go on the SmackDown side. You got AJ Styles going up against Daniel Bryan. This is one of the matches that we've actually been divided upon. But, I'm starting to become indifferent after last week's episode. So,
I will keep saying this until my red American blood dries out, that Daniel Bryan needs to shut his yap. He can't tell me what to do. He probably gets mad I wear these chains, got the gloves on. I'm using gel in my hair. Not right now. I'm trying to go green. But if he did see me with the, slick back hair, he'd be like, oh, they tested on animals. The paint on your chain, they probably used it on animal first. I don't care. But he is a fighter. I like his kicks. The yes kicks he stole from The Miz. I think he walks out, holding that WWE Championship.
I think it's a time of end for that. You know what I mean? I believe AJ Styles is the man who ran the house, and he will continue to do so after this Sunday. But that's how I feel about it. And we're going to be divided until we see what goes on later tonight at the Royal Rumble.
But enough about that. Enough about all that overproduced, BS we call WWE. It's time to get to business.
The nitty-gritty business.
And what kind of business? Unfinished business. And with that, we want to bring on our first guest, none other than Bad Billy Bonds. Give it up.
Good to be here.
Give him an F on the chat. F for respect.
Make sure to like and follow this post, guys. Everybody see this going on. How's it going?
Oh, got him.
Like that.
I'll give it to you, dog.
There's a little jokester here. I'm over here on the left.
All right. How we doing, fellas?
We've been waiting on you. But gotta be fashionably late. Gotta get the hair done.
Somebody else too, but hey,
Well, that's fine. We got you here, right in between two bullies.
Yep.
We got some questions for you. We want to get to the bottom of some things. We want to get to some unfinished business.
I don't have a choice, do I?
So
not at this point.
So before we get into business, one thing I always like to ask guests is your first interaction with the wrestling. Whether it's live or just first time seeing it on TV, just so we can get to know you a little better.
My first ever, you know what? Actually, Today is the 3rd anniversary of my first interaction with indie wrestling.
Okay.
3 years ago, well, maybe not today. 3 years ago, February of 2016, OCCW's Heartbreak City.
Heartbreak City
was the first indie wrestling show I'd ever been to.
Would you look at that?
Yeah.
And what was the main match, or what was the top of the card, if you can recall?
To be honest, I don't, only because I've been to so many,
Mm-hmm.
mostly OCCW shows in the since then. So I really don't remember that card.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Tony Reyes and Mikey O'Shea were going around kind of trading back and forth on the OCCW title at the time.
Okay.
Right on. So, are you excited for the next Heartbreak City Rumble?
Yeah.
All right.
How do you feel about Danny Limelight becoming the first guy, the #1 entrant?
Oh, Danny Limelight's that guy you love to hate, and I mean he's great in the ring, but he also needs to get a little comeuppance. So
Shout out Danny Limelight. He's the next big thing, but like you said, love to hate him.
He's got something coming, and as the first entrant in a Rumble, he'll get it.
He'll make it, yeah.
So
I'm not worried about that.
Enough about OCCW. Let's get over to 3PW.
Yes.
Now this is a promotion. Would you say close to your heart?
I've been sleeping, eating, and breathing this thing.
That was the first question I was going to ask.
Long time now, yes.
What exactly? What's the role you're playing in helping 3PW blossom?
Honestly, glorified an admin gopher. I manage their social media, but quite frankly, I do whatever needs to be done to get this first show off the ground. I mean, honestly, if whatever loose ends there are, I'm tying them. I'm picking up whatever pieces are falling. That's just whatever needs to be done to get this first show going, and of course to blow the roof off of American Legion 496 in Lakewood.
There you go. So like you said, you've been doing indie shows for quite some time. You've been promoting and pushing shows as hard as you have this one, or is this something that you've really gone the extra mile to?
Oh yeah, no, I haven't.
Because I've seen that you've been doing your little street runs and getting out there.
Yeah, no, I haven't pushed anything like this. I haven't had anything to push like this. I believe in 3PW. I believe you hear, game changer, changing the game. You hear that all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's what I'm going to do. That's what we're going to do. You can, well, we're already, recording and going out there for the world to see. We are going to change the indie wrestling game.
There you go. That's what I like to hear.
A little look at the, little flyer you can pick
front
up
and
around.
Center there, D'Lo Brown, the D'Lo Brown.
Tell us about D'Lo Brown. Contribution to 3PW. A lot of people might not know.
He's actually our commissioner. He's the boss. He has the first and last word, and I'm sure most of your fans know. But for those that don't, he's been in the game a long time. He was around in the heart of the WWE. Well, WWF's Attitude Era, the longest running member of the Nation of Domination faction with the likes of Farouk, the Godfather, The Rock. He's a former WWE European champion, a former WWE
right there with him.
Intercontinental champion. But like I said, at 3PW, we just call him Commissioner.
Commish.
So that's the guy that
one, didn't I?
So that's the guy that I need to talk to, because we have a fan right here asking a question, wondering, will BullyZone be at 3PW?
Wow, yeah, you would need to talk to D'Lo. His word is law.
Yeah, I met him at that one seminar. You were there, remember?
Oh, in the 90-something degree sun, putting that ring together and
sweat,
and then sitting in it. But we got words from the master. It was worth every bit of it.
I'm not gonna say I didn't get his number, but you don't know the contacts I got.
Right.
So
social media is powerful nowadays.
Just don't know, do they?
But I'm really glad we have someone on the inside to talk about 3PW. Well, for instance, what does 3PW stand for? Do you know?
That's a great question. Power, Precision, Pro Wrestling. And those are two of the ways we're going to change the game.
And I know
Precision.
I know it's the third way of changing the game. We talk about a title on the line. It's a Vixen's title.
Yes,
It's
yes.
not a Divas title. You mean
No.
you don't mean to say a women's champ?
Nope. We are. It's for 3PW. It's the Vixens division, and it will be Lois Grain versus Mariah Moreno for the currently vacant 3PW Vixens Championship.
And do you know if there's going to be any other titles on the line? Not this show, but shows on down the line. We
possibly have some title matches coming up. None of those have been specifically booked yet. So of course they're coming. We obviously that's unfinished business too.
Yeah, exactly.
But it won't be finished in Lakewood on February 2nd.
Yeah, you gotta see who's deserving.
Absolutely.
Of a title shot.
They've got to earn it, and we've got some people on the roster who will earn that spot and will be contending.
Yeah,
for
who's someone on the roster you think can really take 3PW to the next level?
Damon Devine.
That's exactly who I was thinking.
Yep.
I've only seen pictures of this guy. This guy's shredded. He's cut. I'm really excited to see what he can bring.
He's got the personality. He's got the move set. He's got the package. We're looking for big things from him.
Mm-hmm. But that's 3PW. That's unfinished business. We have another special guest. If you want to stand behind the big boy,
Absolutely.
Our production, they're lacking. We only got
Bring up
3
the
mics
man.
today. But, let's bring in the heavy hitter himself. He's on front and center behind, Commish. Tony Reyes. This is a man. Gotta give applause to. How you doing, Tony? Nice to see you.
Good. What's going on, Philip?
Yeah, I gave him a straight up handshake.
Yeah, right. I didn't get one of those.
But so, Tony, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, boss.
Wow, you guys got it. Look at this. 3PW Flyers. 3PW. Look at that. You like the hat?
that.
Go ahead, fill
I
the
like
hat.
that.
Get off
Oh
me, fool.
man, I fell for it.
So, Tony, before we get into unfinished business, like I was asking Billy Bonds here, first thing I like to ask, guests of the show, your first time with pro
Experience.
wrestling. First experience. Could have been watching it on TV, flipping channels. Could have been going to a show.
You're going way back.
You're going old school with me.
Trying to get a lesson
I want
here.
to hear some,
All right.
war
Honestly,
stories.
the first time I ever seen pro wrestling, I was flipping through all 3 channels. We get occasionally we get a 4th channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was channel 56 there in Humansville, Missouri. Seriously, we only had like four channels back in the day, and I just happened to turn on the TV and I'm turning the channels, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this clip of Terry Taylor
Okay.
before the Red Rooster,
Yeah, I was gonna say
before
before-
all
before that.
I mean, and I was just like, whoa, what is this, man? This is cool. I can't wait to see this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I started asking questions, and of course my grandpa, that's bullshit, and I'm like,
Oh, okay.
okay, well you don't like it, Grandma, what do you think of it? Oh my God, there's nothing so, and you're just like, wow, that's okay. Grandma likes it, Grandpa doesn't.
See, that's always my experience as well. My grandpas, they didn't seem to care for it. Grandparents, they grew up watching, or grandmas,
Right,
liking
right.
Andre.
Hulk
Hogan.
you just never know. Then at one point in time, I was probably in about the 6th grade or so, and I lived down in Punta Gorda, Florida, outside of, it was outside of Sarasota, Port Charlotte, down through that area, and Championship Wrestling from Florida was down there. And, there were guys like Barry Windham. And, it's like at this point, I had watched a little bit of WWF back in the day. Saturday night's main event would come on Friday nights. And you were like, oh, wow. It's cool. I know those guys from TV, man. And to see them live, and you're like, wow. So the first actual match I went to was, the main event was Barry Windham and Lex Luger in a steel cage in Sarasota, Florida.
Oh wow.
That's. I hope you still have your ticket for that. That's
I wish I did.
Collector's item.
You know, and I look at that and I'm thinking, wow. You know, years later it was a main event at a pay-per-view for WCW.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like
you got to see it.
Yeah, I got to see it before.
Isn't it crazy? You've had. It's come full circle because the last time we saw you, you were in a cage match, defending
yeah,
OCCW Tag Gold.
Absolutely, and here's the thing: it's like to be able to experience a cage match with the chain link, like you did back then, it's kind of surreal,
Yeah, it's got to be.
And straight shooting with you, it's like I'm having the time of my life right now, doing everything we're doing. We're helping promote the 3PW brand. I'm tag team champions in Orange County Championship Wrestling. I'm tag team champion over at Underground Empire Wrestling. UEW, who's got a match coming up. I don't know if you guys have touched on that one yet, but that would be a good one for fans to go to because it is a fundraiser for Jason. He was a super fan over there, and he's always had my back. Because as you guys know, my daughter, she was part of this business,
Yes.
and she stepped away from the business for a little while right now, but but as she started going to the shows and being out here with me, he was one of the guys in the audience. He flat out come to me and said, "Hey, nobody touches her."
He's got your back.
And it was just like cool. I knew I was able to concentrate on what I had to do in the ring and handle business, heavy hitter style, and
without having to look over your back,
look over my shoulder and worry about,
Yeah.
I know, Front Row Mafia. I know you guys had your deal with them, but they've always had my back, and watching my family and stuff like that. So that's very much appreciated. And Jason was one of those guys, and whenever Randall Rays would be at a show, same thing, hey,
full respect and coverage.
Yeah, nobody touches her. Nobody touches her, boss. And that's just, to me, that's respect. Whether you're a fan paying a ticket and you're saying that to a wrestler, that's just, you can't replace that for anything, for anybody. Now, saying that, by all means, come to 3PW first, because
3PW. That's
obviously
right?
that's a week before, so,
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a Saturday.
Handle business properly, people, is all I'm saying.
Yes, shout out to Front Row Mafia. They've got your back. You mentioned, heavy hitting. I wanted to ask, will you be teaming up with Biggie Biggs? And will we see the heavy hitters at Unfinished Business?
Well, here's the thing about Unfinished Business. There's quite a few, people that are going to be there. The powers to be have not released all the matches yet. So we're waiting to see how things unfold. By all means, Biggie's there. I'm going to be there. So
Yeah.
if the call arises for the heavy hitters to be there, I'm sure you'll see the heavy hitters.
That's what I want to see.
So it's one of those things where I always got Biggs' back. Biggie's always got my back. So
That's a lot of back.
And what if you guys have to go against each other? You guys have no problem going head to head.
Oh, hell no, Billy Bonds. I know you didn't just say that.
He's got quite the share of back himself, but
like one of them gorilla backs, the silver back.
but yeah.
I will say this, Billy Bonds, he's really stepped up. He's going to be the announcer there, and he is, when it comes to the powers to be over there at 3PW, they really rely a lot on him.
Yeah.
And he's all over Facebook, all over
Yeah, he's telling us he's running the
Twitter sphere and
computer
all that
stuff.
And you just can't put the time that he's putting in is very appreciated. And it's like one of those things. He's helping build the brand, and you can't take that away from anybody.
The brand.
The brand.
The brand.
You say Billy's going to be a ring announcer. Billy, let's get a ring announcer. Give us a little preview of what.
Let's do a preview
for the BullyZone podcast. Introduce the BullyZone.
Introduce the BullyZone. Okay, what do you weigh?
We'll say like 220. Right?
What about you, little man?
I'm like 170. We get to 180. That's fine.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is a tag team matchup. Introducing first, weighing in a combined 270 pounds and fighting out of the BullyZone. That's it. The BullyZone.
Hey.
Right on.
Nice.
You'll get him in the back, but
You're gonna get
a
what
little
in
more
the back?
practice. It's a theater term. You gotta get them played to the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did some theater.
And I actually dialed that back because the camera's not in back.
Don't worry, you'll let it rip at the show, this Saturday.
I got faith in my man here, Billy.
All
Bonds. He's
I
gonna
can say is
handle business.
he's doing a lot better than Joy the Bull, so
Oh,
he might be
hey,
taking
Bull,
over 2
suck
jobs.
it.
Damn.
Yeah, a couple 100 pounds lighter, so. But, let's talk into the origin of Tony Ray's, how, when, all the question words on your training. When did you start? What inspired you to get, in between the ropes?
I've been doing this for about 13 years,
Mm-hmm.
almost 14 years. It was one of those things. Obviously, at a young age, seeing the stuff live in Florida, man, I was hooked.
Mm-hmm.
I was absolutely hooked. You had guys running around like Sir Oliver Upperdink and the Shot Troops and stuff like that, and you were just like, wow, that's just insane. And to watch these guys jump on, Barry Windham and Kendall Windham, the brothers, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
waiting for that bunkhouse
Pinch me.
brawl match to,
Pinch me, yeah.
and you were just like, man, those guys are great. And, it was something that I've always wanted to do. And, then life happens. And, I was in the service for 4 years. And, obviously.
Well, what
There you
branch?
go. Thank you.
I was in the Navy.
Right on.
Did my time, overseas, and it was one of those things where, got married, started having kids, and my oldest son Jordan, he fell in love with the sport of wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
and that made me fall in love with grappling altogether, and so
Became natural.
I started learning, started teaching him how to do stuff, the double legs, the single legs, and as he started getting a little older, he was probably 6 or 7, he looked at me and said, Dad,
Mm-hmm.
all you ever wanted to do is be a wrestler.
Yeah.
Why don't you go do it?
Okay.
So
yeah.
here's this little kid telling this 32-year-old man, why don't you go do it?
Yeah.
And it hit me. You know what? I could do this.
Yeah.
So I started training. I went to the School of Hard Knocks in San Bernardino with Jesse Hernandez. There you go. There's a plug for you, brother.
Damn.
I trained hard under him and under Cincinnati Red. Whoa! Somebody forgot to turn his phone off.
Oh, come on. We'll let it slide.
Yeah, you like that though, don't you?
Good tune.
That's the pop we needed.
That was Vince McMahon telling me, "Hey, Royal Rumble's
Getting
coming
the
on
call.
soon."
Yeah, Roman's out, so we need a replacement. But
So you talk
so
about
you're training with Jesse Hernandez, and then
And
what happens?
And I worked with him for probably about a year or so, and I ended up falling on some hard times here in California, and I ended up packing the kids up, and we went back to Missouri. So I ended up wrestling down in Harrison, Arkansas, quite a bit, and it didn't matter where I went; it was either a 2 or 4 hour drive to go to wrestle anywhere. And you just start learning it, and every time I go to a show, I'd learn something new from somebody, because the way they do things in the Midwest is different from the way they do it here on the West Coast. The way they do things down on the South Coast, Texas, down through there, is way different from what we do it in the Midwest and the way we do it in the West Coast. And then you got the East Coast, and you're like, your brain's fried. So here in California, you get the lucha, you get You get the strong style with the Japanese.
Yeah, California's a good melting pot of everything.
You know, you get a little bit of everything here, and even with the hardcore with UEW and you know the death matches and stuff like that. You know, a lot of people aren't fans, but you know what? There's a fan base for everything that has to do with wrestling. You know, is 3PW going to go down that road? No.
I was right about to ask. You think there's going to be any?
You know, do I think that it's going to get violent on occasions?
Yeah, you know,
absolutely. That's what pro wrestling is. Yeah. You know, you're going to have. I guarantee you, at some point, somebody's going to call Tony Reyes out, and there's going to be a Texas Blue Rope match.
Oh man!
You know, it just happens.
Yeah.
You know, people get mad. People start swinging chairs. People, you know, it happens.
It's funny you bring that up. I wanted to ask you, you know, I've seen you wrestle, you know, a standard wrestling match. You know, I've seen you do your fair share of tag matches. I've seen you, you know, get hardcore, you know, get in there with the bull rope. What's your favorite style to wrestle? You know, do you like having a partner with you? So,
bare knuckle.
Has your back.
My daddy used to say that he always thought of me of having a black belt and lug wrench and bar stool. So, you know, for a long time in my personal life, I tell you, I'd rather fight you than know you. And that was the God honest truth, and that's how I lived my life. You know, luckily, you know, growing up and you know, living in the real world and having to do some adulting, you grow up a little bit and you learn how to take that and twist it into something more professional. And I believe I've done a pretty good job of doing that as a pro wrestler.
Awesome.
Well, hell yeah, you're a tag team champ in 2 companies right now. You've incorporated everything you know, and how's it feel to have all your work culminate into having a championship? You know, you get to look at that gold and be like, I know I deserve it. This isn't no paper championship.
It absolutely makes me, you know, proud to be able to do that. Whether whether I dislike the company and Jonathan Malice's practices.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was a dig.
Yeah.
Sucker.
Your former, you know, tag team partner, Jonathan Malice.
Oh, yeah, he knows why I'm mad at him. Everybody knows why I'm mad at him.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, how many times can he cost me a match and then, you know, and blame me for it, you know? Here I turned around, took Bulletproof out of nowhere, made Exodus, and took the championship belts right back.
Yeah.
What's that say about me, you know? When I'm determined to do something, I'm going to do it. So, that, you know.
It's amazing because you lost your title, your tag team titles with Team OC, and you managed to get it back within the same year. It's kind of good. It's cool to see, like, the progression of, like, you know, you went down and you came back up stronger than ever.
Right.
And now it's 2019, and I have a strong feeling you're holding on to those things for a long time. You've got Max X with you. You've got Heidi as well. The whole Exodus squad is definitely taking OCCW to the next
Freddie
level.
Helmuth, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you know,
Freddie Helmuth, man.
And, you know, some of these guys, you know, as soon as we get the venue locked down for future shows, you will be seeing some Exodus, you know, make appearances at 3PW.
Yeah, they'll be traveling.
Oh, cool.
You know, you know, we have an open door policy. If the powers to be like you, we're going to bring you in, you know, at some point. You know, luckily I'm in a position where I can actually let my voice be heard at a company, and they're going to listen.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to, you know, ask. I didn't know if you would be the man or Billy here. You know, would 3PW be looking to book more vets? You know, guys who have their craft down and, you know the way around a ring? Or would you guys be open to, you know, booking some younger guys, people trying to build a name for themselves?
Here's the thing. You have to be able to decipher both. Okay? It's a simple fact. Everybody knows that D'Lo Brown is the commissioner of 3PW. And he has a lot of connections through Vegas and throughout his wrestling career. So if he wants to bring somebody in, guess what's going to happen? They're going to be brought in.
He's got a big, he's got a big pocket of reserves. Anyone,
absolutely, and you know, he's a good guy to be able to work with, and you know, you know, to learn from.
Yeah.
It's absolutely great to be able to, you know, oh, hey, I got this question. What, you know, what do you think about this? I could text him and he'd be like, dude, that's stupid.
Yeah.
You know?
You're like, oh, yeah.
Good point. All right. You know what I mean? So there's the fact that I know that he has 3PW's back. That's absolutely awesome. You know, and you couldn't ask for anything better from, you know, you're talking about a vet.
Yeah.
You know? He's as old school as it gets, you know. When, you know, he was wrestling at a time with the, you know, wrestling against DX and, you know, coming out and doing his head bob. You know,
chest protector and all that.
That's worth the price of admission alone, just to watch him go like this one and give you the look. Oh, hey, you know.
Now, we have a question from Facebook. Lance, go and lay it on us.
You have to find it first.
Yes, let's see.
So
Who exactly is participating in this main event? What's going on with the main event on the card? I know that I have Mikey O'Shea going up against Robbie Phoenix, and I got Lois Grain going up against Mariah Moreno, but I'm still trying to puzzle people together. You know what I mean?
I want to hear both you guys.
Your main event for unfinished business is Sergeant Major versus Michael Kruger.
Ooh.
We got a lot of great matches on the card, but we're burning the house down with that one.
Just
wait.
hearing that you have those two guys in the same ring at the same time, you know, I hope you have the ring reinforced.
We're reinforcing that ring. You can believe that.
Not the ring, but the post itself. You're gonna need, you know,
big insurance policy.
Yeah, you might not get your security deposit back.
Oh man.
But I'm sure there might not even be a ring after Tony Reyes gets done with his match. You know, you're gonna tear the house down, right, Tony?
Absolutely. You know, whenever I step in the ring, I give it my all. You know, whether you like me, whether you don't like me, whether you think I'm a waste of time. Here's the thing. We sell the tickets. We put on the show. People, believe it or not, people come and see me work, see me wrestle. You know.
And it's always a treat if I'm at it.
It is, and I absolutely love it. You know, it's one of those things, and it doesn't matter where I'm at. It doesn't matter if I'm at Orange County. It doesn't matter if I'm at D6. It doesn't matter if I'm at UEW. You know, I go out and I do what I do to entertain people. I do it as much as I like to entertain somebody. I do it just as much for myself.
Just for yourself.
Because you know, it's just one of those things where you have to love what you're doing, and you know.
It's rewarding to give back like that.
It's a labor of love, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether you're passing out flyers at a swap meet.
All morning.
I'm glad that was over. Okay, I'm just saying. Hey, you want to go to Lucha? Hey,
you gonna try something?
Oh, Lucha? Okay.
Lucha? Oh man,
Yeah.
You know?
Lucha. Wrestling? ¿Qué pasó? Sí. Lucha.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
See,
You know,
see,
and
see.
you're just like, I'm glad I learned
Rey
what
Mysterio?
Lucha was. You know, I'm just saying.
Shout out to everybody watching. Thank you to our fans. Shout out to Goose and Uberstud. He's going to be at Unfinished Business going up against Wild Horse. That's going to be a fun one to watch.
If you guys have not seen their promos,
Yeah.
They've been taken to the next level.
They are on fire, literally. You know, I mean, I can't wait to see that match. That match is going to be a knockout, drag out fight right there.
Yeah, that's something. You know,
you're gonna see my fat butt back here,
Peeking through. What's going on?
right through the curtain. You'll be like,
Yeah,
"Hello."
look for the hole in the
You're gonna see this face right.
now, Tony, you know, there's hardly a time I ever see you come to ring without your trusty bull rope. Now, I gotta ask you, have you ever had any experience as a ranch hand? Because you know your way around a rope.
Oh man. Okay, yeah, I did grow up on a farm. Okay.
Right on.
So, you know, Grandpa had 180 acres, and
Nice.
it's one of those things you learn to work it, or you get ran over. So.
Yeah.
Well, you're definitely running people over with the knowledge and the skills you've obtained. So, what's that? We got... He's gonna burn that man's teepee to the ground. Goose and Uberstud. You can't post.
You
his dress
racist!
Like that. Yeah.
2019.
You racist! You German racist! Are you a Nazi? I'm just asking. I'm wondering. It's a legit question here. Legit question.
That's a stereotype too, Mr. Reyes. Careful.
Hey, but we don't know.
Boo friggity boo! He's German, right?
It's only a stereotype.
He's talking about burning teepees,
in
man.
America. Exactly.
So I guess we're all getting down on that level.
I don't know.
Here's the thing about political correctness. Suck it. Okay? This is pro wrestling. If you ain't got thick skin, your ass don't need to be belonging in the ring. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, plain simple. Only,
whether it's a work or whether it's a shoot, you got to understand that like you're doing it for the business. And if I strike you a little too hard, it's not nothing personal. You don't have to cry about it and make a week's rent online.
Hey, here's the thing. You strike me hard, that's fine. I'm going to stand back up, and I'm going to knock your...
And that should be the end of it, right?
In the dirt.
Right? And that should be the end of it, one for one.
Have you ever heard that expression before?
Yes.
Knock your dick in the dirt?
Yeah, there you go. I heard it without the explicit, yes.
Yeah, I'm getting some pictures in mind. Yeah, I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want to cross, Tony Reyes on a bad day.
I'm telling you, whether it's a bull rope, whether it's the old nightstick,
Which we did get to see recently
that was
cage match.
That was a pleasant surprise from my Exodus brothers, and
yeah,
when that just happened to appear in my hand, and I was able to knock Mikey O'Shea in the back of the head with it. Oh, that felt so good. That felt so good.
Yeah, because I was recently watching some old Tony Reyes matches. 2010 in Missouri. I think it was you and Lumberjack Gabe. Of the Lumberjacks, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you had your.
Them are the two biggest, hardest hitting guys I've ever been in the ring with. I mean, they'll knock the piss out of you and not even think twice about it. Mm-hmm. So, you still in the ring?
What are you've accomplished a lot already. We know that talking about multiple titles across multiple companies and promotions. What are some things left that you hope to accomplish in your lengthy career? Before we call it, quits.
Well, before I call it quits, I do have a small desire to try to make it back to the Empire Wrestling Federation. I've always had my sights set on a particular title there. Will it ever happen? I don't know. Me and the powers to be don't quite see eye to eye on some things. This is me not talking crap, but it's just a simple fact that sometimes you got to move on, move up, and move on to better things.
Mm-hmm. Greener pastures.
So, I am very invested in this new company with 3PW. Obviously, I want big things for this company. Billy Bonds wants big things for this company, and
BullyZone wants big things for the company.
Absolutely.
We want more shows to go to.
Honestly, the more shows there are, I truly believe that wrestlers should help wrestlers. Promoters should help promoters. Am I completely ready to run shows? No, I'll never be ready to run shows on my own. But I'm, obviously everybody knows that I've had a hand in helping the powers to be at Orange County. I've helped out there quite a bit. I've places that I help out.
You could say you're almost a jack of trades when it comes to.
Generally, people are very some of these companies are they're very productive, and and you can see it. Mm-hmm. My track record isn't always the best, but in my opinion, the more shows that there are, the more here's the thing: if somebody tags me in their flyer, they're trying to get to a fan base. I get that. That's common sense. Okay? Am I going to say, oh, hey, no, don't tag me in this? No, I'm going to be like, hey, you know what? You got a spot for me on the show? Mm-hmm. You're tagging me in it. Hey, is there potential booking there for me in the future?
Let's make something work. Let's make some magic happen.
Exactly. You're trying to get to my fan base. I get that. Some guys will flat out go, hey, you know what? don't tag me in that. That's fine. Don't ever wrestle for the company. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
absolutely burning a bridge that they didn't even know they were standing on.
Yeah, there's probably some guys who think they're hot shit, but
I mean that's absolutely horrible. But there's a lot of things in indie wrestling that happens. Hey, Joey Ryan, like him or hate him, he's over.
Oh, way over.
Okay. Yeah.
Whether you like the dick spot or not, he's over with it.
Yeah, he sends the crowd home happy.
Absolutely.
And brings them back.
And ain't that the whole idea behind pro wrestling?
Yes.
Is to entertain. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
It's like if I entertain you, if you pay to see me get my butt kicked, you're happy.
Yeah, like
if you pay to see me go whoop somebody's backside, you're happy.
Yeah, exactly. Like to quote Vince McMahon, it's sport entertainment.
Exactly.
It's pro wrestling.
Kayfabe's been hit and missed on for a long time. A lot of things that when I'm training guys and stuff like that, I train a lot of old school ways. Do I want to open the curtain and show everybody what we're doing? Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm. You gotta have something.
You got to be able to still give them that hook. Because if you're not hooked, why are you doing it?
Exactly.
What's gonna make you come back?
What's gonna make you guys say, "Hey, we want Tony Reyes back on the show"?
Exactly. Yes.
It's that simple. There's a few things that's really happening with 3PW, with the company, that I can't wait to break loose on. But we're gonna keep it right here for now.
With the management, it's got it on the back.
It's right there for now. Eventually will it come out?
I see it right there.
Exactly. Eventually will it come out? You damn right it's gonna come out. And everybody's gonna go, wow.
Yes.
Why didn't we do this?
Yeah. Beat people to the punch.
Why aren't we running our shows the way that they're doing it?
Yeah.
And it's simple, it's old school, and it works. If it works, why change it?
Why change it?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely. A kiss.
That was gay.
Yeah. It's 2019. We gotta play to everyone.
Oh, my bad.
Gusten Uberstud's watching.
Right?
It's acceptable, but it's not happening.
Y'all start
anyway,
kissing, I'm out.
No. We're only talking about wrestling right now.
We got 10 more minutes left. Yeah, 11 minutes, then that's when it gets triple X. But quick shout out to our sponsor, Just Joel Inc. It's Just Joel. I think you really like Joel, but let's get back to unfinished business. Just for the people just tuning in, give them a...
Where is this? When is this? How can I attend?
Yeah, give them all.
Do you guys have pre-sale tickets?
Well, yes, we have pre-sale tickets. You could get pre-sale tickets on Eventbrite. Eventbrite. Either way, however you say it.
Eventbrite.
You could go to the venue, which is located at 5938 East Parkcrest Street, Long Beach, California. Come on, people. Y'all know it's Lakewood, right? It's right there across the street.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Right behind
So-
Hartwell Park.
Hartwell Park, says Billy Bonds.
It's right off of Carson and Woodruff. They got pre-sale tickets there. You could reach out to the man himself standing behind me there, Billy Bonds. And you know what? Matter of fact, you can hit me up on Facebook, on Messenger, and
We're going to put their numbers down below. I'm kidding.
Call now.
don't you call me.
Flash.
And I'm sure we can meet at a neutral location like, the dojo here at Orange County Championship Wrestling. There you go. There's your damn plug. I expect a check in the mail. But, Saturday, February 2nd, next Saturday, this show is going to be off the chain. And to all you wrestlers out there, if you've never had the opportunity to get in the ring and learn from one of the best, right now we're going to plug something very special that has not been announced on Facebook or anything yet.
BullyZone exclusive.
D'Lo Brown will be having a... Did you just cut me off?
Can we let Tony
Billy Bonds wants to do his little...
Do you want to do this? Yeah, that's what I thought. You better come down. Man, I will
Good.
wrap that cowbell right around your head.
Before you're so rudely interrupted.
Seminar
Lay it on, Tony.
at 3 o'clock at this venue. Okay? We may be able to work out a deal as far as price if you buy a ticket to the show.
Makes sense.
Bring your ticket to
If
seminar.
not, it's going to be $25 for the seminar. So come on down, meet D'Lo.
And is it going to be on Saturday, February 2nd?
On Saturday. We're going to have the ring set up at the venue. We're going to bring, the wrestlers that want to participate in this.
Awesome.
For that. If BullyZone would like to show up,
I'd love that. Yeah, that sounds...
we may allow you to cover it. I think we did that before, didn't we?
We've always worked deals.
We were all the way, me and Billy were talking about it before you got here. I remember that, setting up the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But,
Absolutely.
That's right. February 2nd, seminar with D'Lo Brown, $25. So all you wrestlers, all you guys thinking about it, come check it out. You don't want to miss it. WWE legend, D'Lo Brown.
You can learn a lot from some of these guys that have been there, done that. It's like I still consider myself a sponge. When I hear somebody like him talk, or even Sin Bodie, or there's a lot of local guys. You got Brian right down the road doing his WPW stuff.
Yeah.
It's like whenever you get the opportunity to listen to these guys talk or listen to these guys teach, Paul London was coming through the dojo quite a bit, even your Lucha Underground guys like Mariachi Loco and Little Cholo, anytime you get the opportunity to talk to these guys and learn from them, it's almost priceless.
Yeah.
I've had the luxury to be able to be in the ring with somebody like Cowboy Bob Orton,
Old school.
Beautiful Bobby Eaton, Hacksaw Butch Reed, Jim Duggan. The list goes on, and it's like whenever I'm at an event with some of those guys, you just gotta listen. You can learn more from just listening to their stories.
Yeah, definitely. These
and
guys,
you're just like
years of experience.
You're just like, wow, that makes so much sense. And it's like to be able to work with some of those guys, like, Butch Reed. I learned more from working a match with that guy than you can from anybody I've ever met. And it's just like it's right there in front of you, and he lays it out in a different way that you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can say about it is just wow.
Because he's giving you that perception of that experience, he sees it a different way.
Absolutely. When you're told why you do something in the wrestling ring, instead of just going out there and being taught, oh yeah, hey, get up on the rope and do a flip. Mm-hmm. Why are you getting up on the rope and doing a flip?
Mm-hmm.
What god awful sense does that make?
Yeah. Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Some of these guys don't have.
You just sit
psychology.
there and exactly, and you're just like, wow, that's deep. That's a whole different level than what a lot of people are used to or accustomed to in this business. Hell, you pay the money, I'll put you on a show. I'll teach you how to wrestle. Mm-hmm. And that ain't necessarily right.
But yeah, definitely. Any chance you have to learn, take full advantage of it. But I just want to take, we got a few minutes left in the show. As we know, it's WWE Royal Rumble today. I'm not sure if you will be watching.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be watching. I always do my homework.
Billy Bonds, this question goes to you, too. Who do you think might be winning and walking out with the, main event of WrestleMania in their pockets for the men's and women's Royal Rumble?
That's a good one.
Billy, do you have anyone in mind?
I'm not really. I'm more caught up with who's might be in it. I mean, the question of the hour, Kenny Omega, where's he going? And if he doesn't,
come on, everybody knows he's going to that place there,
That
and,
ain't
Double or
happened
Nothing.
yet. I think
Well,
you're
it
right,
hasn't
but it ain't
happened
happened
yet, but come on, everybody knows that's where it's going.
Honestly, I got nothing on who might pull it out because I'm just like crazy curious over who's even going to be in it.
Me, personally, I don't know who's going to go over in the men's, but I'm very looking forward to seeing if a certain somebody from Impact Wrestling, Hall of Famer from Impact Wrestling, shows up to it.
Ooh.
Because I will say, yes, when it comes to big guys, Kane, Undertaker, Big Show, I think this guy can run with the big dogs. And I am very much looking forward to seeing if he actually signs
The Monster.
the Monster Abyss.
Yeah.
I would love to see him, whether he wins or not. I want to see him just
Pop
come
up
in and kill some boys.
Yeah.
I want to see old Kofi Kingston get thrown to the second row and let me see how to get out of this one, pal. You know
Don't
what
give
I
him
mean?
a chance to wiggle his way back in. I like that. I love that. Something that no one would be expecting. I love that.
Absolutely,
I love that choice.
I heard. Everybody's heard the Facebook rumors that him and Sanjay Dutt have.
Yeah, I just was reading
have
about that
signed
this
with
morning.
that. So I would like to see Abyss make an appearance. I think that would be absolutely tremendous. That would make my Royal Rumble year.
That would be fantastic. If he even got to keep the name Abyss and keep all that.
I don't see why he wouldn't.
It's WWE. They could rename him, Trench, something like that. That's something we don't need.
Oh,
You just hurt his heart.
oh man!
But,
Come on. Look at some of the things that they were trying to name Stone Cold, and it was like,
Like Chili McFreeze, stuff like that. All
I
those
was like,
stupid.
I
make
mean,
it up.
to listen to that story, and you're just
Icy
like,
McVeigh, something like that.
oh,
But, for,
Ice Dagger or whatever. How about Ice Pick, dude? Really? I mean, come on.
do you have, a favorite for the women's Royal Rumble match?
Honestly, I'm gonna say no because I know that she's not my personal favorite. I'm gonna throw a shout out right here is Santana G. I think she is one of the best in the business, and WWE is dropping the ball by not getting her signed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I actually had the opportunity to work for her old man in the St. Louis area, TNT Kenny G. And it's like I've met her a few times over at CAC, and I really think that she should be there. I truthfully said, saying that, being in the Mae Young Classic, I truly think that she should be.
She should be running with the
She
big
should
girls.
be signed. Yeah, absolutely.
Look at the adjective play.
And now saying that, if I had to put money on it,
Yes.
I would lean towards Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch.
They've really been pushing her lately, and quite honestly, she deserves it. She deserves that push more than others. But I also
You're looking at the wrong guy. I think I should have same opinions on that. But
I also feel that there is a feud coming between two factions there when it comes to the women, and that's going to be pretty spectacular when that happens.
yes, I speculated on that as well. It's just a matter of time until it happens.
Absolutely.
And even on top of matter of time, it's just a matter of how they play it out. Because it can go really great, and it can get scrapped really bad. You know what I mean?
Here.
You don't know
It's
what
all it's
WWE
handled.
can take something. They can take money and just blow it.
Oh, absolutely. But
Invasion.
look,
for instance.
TNA done that for years.
Mhm.
Absolutely years. They have a gold mine. I thought they had an absolute gold mine with aces and eights,
That was perfect.
and they dropped the ball with it.
Yeah.
It became a little oversaturated. It got a little NWO-ish. And it's like you have to have just enough, but then, not
Yeah.
too much, because too much of a good thing is, obviously turns out bad.
No matter how much you want it.
Right. Absolutely.
But unfinished business, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are just tuning in, catching the last bit of us, it's going to be this Saturday, February 2nd. It's going to be over here in Long Beach.
Tell them where it's at.
Billy Buns, let's hear that announcement that you're
Saturday.
Look at that forearms. You can tell he's been hitting the gym, dude.
February 2nd, Lakewood, Long Beach, California.
Come on, man, spit it out.
Shut your mouth. American Legion Post 496. Doors at 6:30. First bell at 7.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right on. So,
and what's going on before that? If we can get one more for the people that just got here.
D'Lo Brown seminar, 3:00 at the venue.
Right on. Hey, you got anyone you want to shout out while we wait for our producer to wrap up the show?
You know what? Absolutely. I want to take this time to thank Raina Reyes for basically putting up with my
shenanigans.
There you go. Good word.
Yeah.
Dynamite drop in money. She does a lot for me, and she does a lot for 3PW. I can't even say enough about her to
words don't add up to the emotion.
Behind every great man, it's a great woman, right? Even better
usually, it's just a rib. Yeah.
Billy Buns, I'm going to give you a moment to take a seat so that you can get your shout-outs in and your little moments, because I know you have something to say.
Let's hear what you got to say.
Let's give the man a seat.
What do you got to say about 3PW Unfinished Business?
Actually, my say is pretty simple here. I want to thank the commissioner and the Reyes family for letting me be a part of that dream. And we're going to turn it into a dream. I said before Mr. Reyes joined us on the podcast, people throw the word game changer around. We are going, mark it down right now.
It's the real game
We're
changer.
live.
3PW.
We are going to change the game of indie wrestling. 3PW.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining BullyZone. For sharing everything you have about 3PW. For Lance Winters, for Billy Bonds, for Tony Reyes, I've been Austin Largo. Thank you for watching another episode of BullyZone Podcast. Join us next week, Super Bowl, so we'll probably all be throwing back some cold ones.
Dude, I'm going to be drunk. I'm still going to be hungover from the night before.
So, yeah, exactly. So, everyone, thank you. Have a great weekend. Or week. Weekend's over.
Call me.